Hello. Should be live. Gonna be testing my audio stuff real fast. Make sure that everything's working. Looks like it is. I've got my chat right there. Looks fine. Alright. So I am going to just adjust my settings real fast. We should be able to listen to this music and be okay for a second. I don't think that this kind of ambient stuff is copyrighted, but we are going to have to turn that off in a moment. One thing, you can go ahead and get rid of that BRB screen. There we go. I need to adjust my key bindings real fast before we start, because it is always a challenge to do mid-flight. Alright, so we need the zoom in. Where do we zoom? There we go. No assignment. We don't need keypad assignments for any of these, really. I'll leave the cameras. And then make sure that these are set. Yep, perfect. Alright. Let me just take one more moment to make sure my stream is set up properly. It has been a bit. I've been enjoying doing a little more streaming lately. It's been fun to get back into the swing of making videos. I know that these aren't the typical videos that I make, but nonetheless, it's stepping stones, I guess. I want to get. How do I open this in the right window? Well, let's get the game started. For right now, I'm just going to do my sandbox game because it has everything unlocked, and I just kind of want to hang out, enjoy myself, hang out with y'all. And make something fun, have a easy mission, and kind of remind myself that the steps and know how to do it. So let's get this going. All right. Going and get my chat up so I can see. Close. Sorry, I am not meaning to spend as much time on this. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to. I don't need to do any of this. I'm just going to put a little poll in the chat about which moon I should go to, Minmus or the Mud, but we'll deal with that later. First, I am going to continue working on a little speeder bike thing that I made off screen beforehand this morning, and then I'm going to build the rocket to send that to wherever. Okay, so this is our tiny little craft, but jam-packed with features. The current problem that I'm having, though, is I need to figure out how to keep it protected. So I'm going to put the these here. Is that balanced? So, a little bit of talking to myself for the time being, but we will be getting on this mission. You know, sorry for not building this on camera. I was kind of just playing around with an idea, but then I ended up making it a little complex, and I feel like trying to rebuild this from scratch may not be the best idea, especially since it's not entirely working just yet. So there is that. We're going to need to throttle that down. Thrust limiter probably to like, put it at 42. I like 42. Oh, that's right. We need to turn the music off. And whatever. I think it's fine. I think it'll be alright. At least for now. We'll turn it off in a second. Okay, so we got our RCS. We've got these hummingbird landing engines, which hopefully will keep us from exploding on landing. But we still need... What do we need? We need a way to brake quickly. Oh. Okay. I just had an interesting idea. Let's grab ourselves a servo. Oops, servo right there. And we'll put it like that. Feel like these the RCS could probably be moved. But anyways, let's go ahead and have our so -90, and then this needs to be probably what, 0? Yeah, there we go. There we go. So that will turn into braking. That will turn into a braking system. But that is kind of difficult because we won't be able to toggle this one off as well. What can we do about that? It's been a little bit since I've been in the Kerbal problem-solving mindset as well. What if we had it centered? Probably need both. Okay, so we're gonna do both on these as brakes. And hopefully firing our engines towards our pieces won't be too bad of a problem. Alright, so now the abort. Okay, so we're going to take off those toggle and toggle servo, not toggle motor. Wait, why is that not working? Did I grab the wrong one? Oh, that's why. There we go. Alright, so now There we go. Toggle server and toggle servo. Alright, so just a little bit about this craft. This is the main feature of it, is this large scanning arm. We've got a little command seat. We're going to have a Kerbal in there, but it also has a remote guidance unit. But since we don't have any communications network set up, there's no... that's not going to have any control, so there's no point really in focusing on that. It's got a Convertotron Mini, a couple radial holding tanks, and a couple of Drill-O-Matic Juniors with 4 radiator panels to get out the heat, and 2 rather large, rather powerful solar panels. They do block this, but these will be when the sun is directly above us, and we can have these solar panels extended out for when the sun is behind or in front of us. And what else could we get? Oh, maybe a where is it? Excuse me. Capacitor, maybe? Kind of feel like we should have some cameras on here in case we want to do a POV, but... or an IV, I should say. Yeah, let's put a camera. There's no harm. There's no harm in cameras. Oh, and definitely some lights. We definitely want some lights. Something nice and big on the front, I think. That. And let's do these. Oh, that's kind of fun. Change that to that. And then make that one red. We're going to... where is it? Remove from symmetry. Oh, I don't have my advanced tweakables turned on. Shoot, that's actually no good, but it's alright. Okay, and let's get these pulled off the action group. And then, so the left one's going to be toggled for RCS, and the right one is going to be toggled for SAS. There we go. Alright, we'll do a little space bike. Alright, so what else am I gonna need? I got my lights, I've got my landing gear, maybe some just steady landing legs? maybe just something. That's. Ooh, oh, treads. That's kind of fun. We just need something small. Oh, that's interesting. From the Kerbal Foundries. That's okay. Yeah, that'll go. That's fine. All right. So let's bring that back up. I think we're ready for a test. I think this is good. We'll throw in Natabro. Get ourselves a scientist in here to show that we don't need a pilot if we don't want. Let's do Minmus for now. Maybe we'll test it out in the monsoon. Alright, hello. Getting back into the swing of things. Thank you so much for joining me in the stream. Thank you so much for watching this after the fact. And if this turns out pretty well, I may end up making a video out of this. But overall, I'm just going to kind of get back to my roots on things and just have a good time, enjoy myself playing some Kerbal, and try not to stress out too much. Oh, whoops! I should have done it landed. I don't know why. Oh, I just did that. Oh, and we do need to get rid of our TAC life support. All right. So that is working. Let's do brakes. Okay, so I need to remove the brakes from the RCS, and this needs to not be held. Yeah, that's no good. Yeah, alright, let's terminate that. We got a couple problems to fix right off the bat. Okay. Alright, so action group. Block. Okay, you know what? We're gonna just take this off the action group. Or off that. And put the servos on there instead. On the abort. So that's kind of more of an emergency thing. RCS. Light gear. I'm gonna take those off that and put it on 6 instead. Which allows me to put this on the gear. Should I? Yeah, I should put that on the gear. So that's a reaction wheel. Okay, so this may be a little confusing at times because I've got my all sorts of stuff mixed around, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. it says there's a parachute somewhere in this staging, so I'm not sure what that's all about. Okay, so that should be fine there. Alright, let's try that again. And let's try it landed this time. My rush to get started, I hit the wrong button, so. It's good to be back. Good to be back in the VAB making stuff. It's good to be back in the pilot seat. I don't know that I'm gonna do IVA. It's for those who don't know, that is first person mode. Oh, not quite what we wanted. Okay, well that answers that question of will it, will rocket go boom? Yes, it will. Oh, well, more boosters is definitely not the answer here. We need to figure that one out a little bit more. We may even actually have to readjust our action groups here because that's just no good. All right. What to do. Should we just redesign this bike? I mean, it's pretty good, but it's definitely, I don't know, I wouldn't say that it's perfect. I could probably, no, we're not going to redesign it. We'll just tweak it a little bit. Let's get the center of balance going. Balance out. And maybe, no, because see, if I put that in the center, it's going to just explode. Let's get rid of that. Maybe let's get an inline tank. That might be better. Too big. That makes it very long. I don't need that much. What if I do one of these wide ones and scale it down? Okay, that's much better. What's this one hold? 300. Okay, so it's not even that much less, but that is significantly less on size, so that's good. And if that goes full, it just brings it to the center. Okay. still doesn't solve the fact that it's going to explode if I try to use it as a brake. Alright, what if we get rid of the servo entirely and just have these always forward facing? So they're just brakes, nothing else. Okay, that doesn't solve our forward propulsion problem. And in fact, it makes things slightly more difficult. Get our anti-grav engines. Okay. You know what? Yeah, let's duplicate that one instead. Alright, so that's not exactly center balanced. What if we got rid of this one? Oh, no, not that one. What if we got rid of, well, that's not good either. That's not centered, is it? No, it's forward. Okay, yeah, let's try this again. Let's take that off. There we go. All right, nice and centered. And if we look at it now, it's even more balanced at the front. Why is that? Okay, all right, that's a little more centered. Okay. All right, there we go. Perfect. Right when I get it done. All right, let's make sure our action groups are still set up correctly. RCS. Yep. Dome lights. SAS, yep. Brakes. Alright, so the brakes should toggle the engines here. Alright, we're gonna remove the solar panels from there. We're gonna make this, $100. We're gonna make this no, you know what? That should be a board. That should be what that is. Turn that to 100. One toggles them on. Two. Okay, so then two can actually be the solar panels. This drops them down to 20. Toggle that on. You know, we're gonna take the radiators off this one. Put it on that one, 5. We're gonna put the radiators on this one. And then this will be the toggle of the converter. And then that will be... Okay, so you know what? That will be deploy drill. Bring it down, deploy drill. That will be toggle service harvester. No, let's see how we do this. Okay, so that should activate the radiators. When we drop down, let's activate the radiators. And then... deploy. Okay, so those are deployed, and then we're going to toggle the drill on 4. We're going to toggle the converter on 5. 6 is going to be to stop and to stop both of those. Yeah, I think that's good. 7. Oh, 7 can be the scanning arm. There we go. Alright, we'll figure out the rest of the action groups later. Alright, let's go ahead and test this again. Make sure we got our Kerbal. Not a bro. She is not a bro. Landed at mid-miss. Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, so the goal for today is to make this little hover bike thing work. Take it out across mid-miss, see that it performs, and then maybe try to build a rocket and send it there. I think that is kind of could be a nice little plan for today. I didn't have too much of an idea on what I wanted to do with this stream first. Let's not land on our backside. Okay, there we go. Oh, might need to work on the spring dampening on there. Alright, so landing legs work, hovercraft works. I don't know that I need those landing legs. I feel like it'd be good, but I also feel like it's fairly stable without it. 65, so 2 is that. Well, that isn't correct. Those aren't correct. Okay, that needs to be fixed first and foremost. Okay, so that needs to be rotated to the right, and this one needs to be rotated to the left. Okay. Wow, that was really bad. We need to figure out that braking thing, but we might not actually need to if we can figure out our RCS. Might actually get rid of that, because those chickadee engines are not working the way that I wanted them to. Alright, so let's get rid of these right now. Front ones need to be rotated to the right. Like that. These ones need to be rotated to the left. Like that. Alright. Let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of these. Alright. Actions. One. Toggle. Okay, so we're actually going to make the toggling here on the staging, since there's no stages here. Oh, that will become difficult, though, later. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Alright. I'm going to put that at 60. Oh. I'm going to put that at 60 because I believe 60 is a good spot to be at. Lights, got all that. Okay. Alright, let's try that again. You know what? Yeah. Alright, let's get this. Okay. Well, that's no good. And I went the wrong way with my RCS, but nonetheless, we are stabilized. And if we hit Z, alright, that works. How best to turn off? This is looking good so far, actually. Alright, cool. So if I disable that, then I turn on that. Okay. Okay, so what would be reverse then? Well, now I'm just needing to test the keys out. Oops. That was IVA mode. Well, to yourself. kind of fuel are we using here? Not terrible. So you can just do like that, bring it up to speed, and then I guess, oh, you can't, okay, physics warp. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Cool little cruiser. Oh, I deployed the drill somehow. Let's do that. 4. Okay, yeah. I feel like there's something I'm missing here. Oh, hello. Yes, mods. Tons of mods. All of the mods, you could say. So definitely we have Parallax going. Over there on Kerbal, we've got Black Racks, Volumetrics. But basically the entire visual suite is here. We also have a lot of the future tech, which is the giving us these little hovercrafts and stuff, or hover engines. Let's go ahead and terminate that. This is also Crash, which is the simulation mod that I got here. What are some other big ones? I've got TAC life support on, but I'm not really trying to use that today. All sorts of capsule mods. I play a lot of IVA. I do a lot of internal view, first-person Kerbal stuff, so I've just tacked on so much. And this was my last mod list when I was doing kind of a huge challenge where I was trying to land on every celestial body. So yeah, there's quite a lot of mods. May even be easier to ask which ones we don't have. All right, toggle the gear. Let's do that to. Let's make this one be. Yeah, so let's take this off stage. Let's make this one be the toggle. Alright, gear is toggle. Light is light. RCS. SAS should be that. Toggle action wheel. Actually, we don't need to toggle that one on at all. Let's just do this reaction wheel. You know what? This reaction wheel's got put way far up in the front. How did that happen? Oh, thankfully, nothing's connected to it. That might be better. Let's go ahead and toggle that off entirely. All right. There we go. Okay, so let's get ourselves a Kerbal on board and try that again. You know what? I'll show you my, the Black Racks. No, I don't want to launch it for real. Let's just do a simulator. What? How are you doing today? I don't know how to pronounce your name, but Kocho, I believe, is the start of it. Kocho. How you doing today? I am excited to get back into the swing of things with Kerbal. It's been a little bit. Yep, so Black Racks, Volumetrics, not the new one though. It's been too long since I've been in, and so I haven't kept up with the updates. So set orbit. Let's go ahead and get around Minmus. Oh shoot, that reminds me. Settings, music off. Did I do that? Yeah. Alright, yep, we gotta keep ourselves protected. Alright, and then let's drop down to the surface. And we are good to go. Oh, not the best place to be, I'll say that. Oh, need to get a hang of things. There we go. Okay, there we go. We're good. We're good. Nice. Then pressing that sends us forward. Go ahead and turn off RCS and our SAS. Okay, and then okay, let's edit our action groups real fast because we could probably do a little bit better here. So that's actually, we could cruise at a lower, should we do 40? Yeah, let's try that, so. I don't think they did it. And then so if I hit gear, it goes off, and if I hit gear again, it goes up, but not to 60. Okay, so we're gonna need to figure that out. But anyways, let's go ahead and get our other stuff going. So 2, get solar panels, 3, drops our drills down. That's fun. We gotta be careful because there is collision here. Okay. Oh, like that? Yeah, let's go ahead and just retract that solar panel. Okay, so this is not as safe as I thought it would be. That was some good flying right there, if I may say so myself. Alright, I have that, so 3, 4, is that the radiators? And then 5, 6, 3. Okay, so somewhere along the lines I missed the action group to get these started. We'll go ahead and start all drills. Now we'll extend our solar again. Yeah, I don't think this bike is very, I don't think it's gonna work very well. Maybe we simplify. Or is it just the fact that it's min-miss and that's not very controllable? What to do, what to do? Let's see. Do I want to rebuild this or do I want to just start something different? I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, because that banged that up pretty bad. And that's, I mean, it's only because we had collision on, but we don't have a very good way of controlling this, and it does rotate, but it doesn't do any translation, you know? Oh, that might be because of our settings, actually. So let's go take a second. That might be our settings. Yeah, we need to translate so it can go left and right, like it needs to be able to go laterally, so that way it doesn't just simply spin in place when we're trying to avoid a rock. Okay, so we actually need to, for that, we need to back out entirely, unfortunately. Back into our settings. Input. Alright, translate left. So that needs to be that. Wait, no. Translate left is that. Translate right is that. Forward is that. Backwards is this. Up is plus, and down is enter. Alright, I really like this layout for things. It makes it really easy on the hands, and especially on the eyes, because the 4, 8, 6, and 2 have numbers on them, but they're not all cramped together like the arrow keys are. Alright. So let's do another test, make sure that those are done correctly, and then we'll see from there. I'd love for this to work. I mean, obviously, I want things to work, but I don't want to have to, I want something to come of this stream. It is just kind of a relaxed, no stress kind of thing. Trying to be anyways, but okay, so that is locked and loaded correctly. I feel like we could still be doing this better. Yeah, that could get in the way. But we do need things to be a little bit more balanced. That may also get in the way, but we'll try it. Okay, so we need to figure this out. So stage... No, we want that off. So that should toggle repulsors entirely. Brakes. Okay, so gear toggles. Brakes, let's make that actually bring those all the way up to 100. That'll probably end up launching us up into the air, but that will be okay. Alright, so alright, so now that's all set. Okay. That's all set. Solar panel. Alright, so everything's kind of set before. So 4 is toggle drill. So that's where we went wrong here. 4 was toggle drill where it should be toggle surface harvester. That is where our problem went. 6 is stopping all of those. So let's make 6 stop all of those as well as bring it back up to 40%. Take that off. Okay, let's try that again and let's see how close it gets. But let's just go ahead and start it a bit mess. Gonna need to test out the MUN as well. Okay. And there we go. Turn on. Oh, I didn't put a Kerbal in the cockpit. Shoot. No control over that. Okay. Let's just throw our scientist back aboard and stimulate. Okay, so it did. Oops. It didn't change my translation keys. Yeah, like it should be. Yeah, why isn't this one working? Yeah, it's like it's doing the opposite. It's enabled. That's enabled. What's going on here? Why is this having such a problem? Terminate. I'm kind of getting bored of this space bike. I feel like this is something that is just a little bit of a rabbit hole. It is fun. I made more progress on it than I thought I would. But you know what? Let's just do some actual rocketry. Like, let's get out of sandbox mode. Let's get back into a career mode because I like career modes. I like having that kind of reason for my missions. I like the challenge of having to work with the only kind of tech that I have. So let's we spent some good time doing some messing around, just doing random stuff. Let's get back into it. And these are just Steam saves that for some reason always show up. Alright, so let's start anew. Let's just do some stream time, stream game. Nothing too fancy. Just take our flag. This is actually from a mod that we put up. The Norwegian guy's flags. He created that. User on Reddit, on the Kerbal Reddit. They created those flags and gave us permission to upload them. So let's just start. No, we'll do it good. We'll do it right. All right, let's go real fast through our stuff. Allow other launch sites. Missing crews will not respawn. Level up immediately. Allow negative funds. Let's do pressure parts, or pressure and G-forces. Always allow action groups. And I think the rest of these are gonna be fine. Except danger alerts. You can go down real low. Gold Strike. What's Gold Strike? When did I? Sometimes you find yourself with mods and you don't even remember when you got it. All right, so crash cost adjustment needs to go down. Orbital atmosphere will be around 90 because that's kind of where I like to orbit at, and this will be at 20 because that's where I like to orbit moons at. Attack life support we're gonna disable. I don't really feel like doing that. Alright, we're gonna accept all of that, and now let's change the name. Legions Space Academy. No, that sounds like I'm doing tutorials. Legion Space Agency. The LSA. I'll put a little S there so we know it's straight. Perfect. Alright. Yeah, so I mean, this wasn't meant to be kind of a career mode Let's Play, but you know what? Career modes are a lot more fun to play, and that's kind of what I want to do right now. We are going to be playing with remote tech because I also like to punish myself, apparently. You know, I'm like, hey, you know what'd be fun? Difficulty. Alright. All that's fine. All that's fine. I'm going to take the time warp, stop on reconnection, turn that off. We do want that off. Want that off as well. There we go. Alright, we'll keep that steady. Done offset's fine. To permit all, and let's give ourselves a few extra Kerbals, 2 extra Kerbals. Especially since it randomizes, there's a chance we could still get no pilots at all. Okay, cool. Starting off strong. Let's go ahead. Administration, nothing we can get here. Mission control. Do some science. Launch a rover. Interesting. This must be from one of my mod lists. Probe in orbit. They want to probe in orbit already? Wow. So let's just do some science real fast. We're going to just kind of do a quick speed run. Please don't fall out of the tree. Yeah, you. With the fur. Yep. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to just do a quick little speed run of the beginning science stuff and try to make it as efficient as possible. Is that really all the science we got? I guess so. Alright. Alright, yeah, so I'm still going to try to... I feel like I still want to get to the Mun today. You know, I think that could be good. Let's log the temperature. Don't have anything else to do here, unfortunately. So, that's all we got. Take it, grab it, get the science, get a little bit more stuff. A few more science experiments, I should say. That was not enough science to unlock any more science experiments. So let's go ahead and grab that off the runway as well. Basically just the same thing. Loading time leaves a little bit to be desired. I feel like it's taking a little bit longer than normal. Could be mistaken. Can we move? No, we can't move. I just want enough to have another science experiment once we do our first mission. I believe that could be good. Oh, whoa, okay. So apparently this has a completely different tech tree than I was expecting. Okay. Yay, I love making things hard on myself needlessly. Rocketry. Well, shoot. Okay, well, I may need to prune down some of these mods actually. And I don't even have enough money or enough science to make anything. Great. Well, that's fine. I mean, no need wasting any time on that. Let's just go ahead and launch something. We're gonna have... Oh shoot, I don't have I don't have my advanced tweakables on. Alright, hold on, let's get that on. I think I can do it from the KSC. I believe I can do it from our settings in the KSC, but if not, we may have to go back out to the main settings and change that. So let's go ahead and check it out here. There we go. Yep. Advanced tweakables, extended burn indicator. Perfect. Alright, cool. So let's remove that from symmetry. And we're going to plop that on action group 1, log temperature. I'll plop this on action group 2, log temperature. And let's go ahead and get ourselves a communication dish. Communication antenna, excuse me. And what we need here is enough batteries to transmit the data. Should be alright. And so let's make action group 3 transmit all, right? No, it doesn't have that. Alright, well, nonetheless. So yeah, so this rocket is going to be destroyed most likely as it crashes into the ground. There's nothing else we can kind of do about that. We do have a parachute from this mod, the junk mod, but I don't want to use it because we technically shouldn't have a parachute at the moment. Same with the liquid fuel engines and tanks and decoupler. Yeah, so we're gonna leave those for now. All right. Go ahead and launch this thing. So we've got a thermometer for low atmosphere and one for high atmosphere, and that should be enough to satisfy the contract to launch and make some science. Although, come to think of it, I should take a quick moment before we launch and just make sure that we don't have more science to grab, because we actually, or not science to grab, more missions to grab, because we may actually have another one dealing with launching our first vessel. Let's go ahead and hop into mission control. What do I need to do? Just suborbital trajectories? Just reach for the stars? Alright, that's what I'm looking for. There we go. So now we can start. I'm not going to do IVA for this. I've been missing seeing my visual suite, and that kind of flight's very particular. You got to be very organized with what you do and your planning. And right now, I just want to kind of be loose and easy. So, got everything ready. So let's go ahead. No need to throttle up. No need for SAS. No need for anything special. But let's see if we've got our little countdown thing, because that was fun. That's the monitor. Parallax. I feel like I'm missing mods here. Oh, that's fun. I'll keep the contracts up. That's pretty handy. Yeah, I don't know when. Oh, that's right. This is from a different mod list than what I was. There was a cool little countdown mod that I played with, where it actually gives you an actual countdown. Where you start. So let's go ahead and do one. I'm gonna transmit that. I might actually end up successfully keeping this. Okay. We're gonna keep a secondary version of that. Let's see where that goes. Through the clouds once again. It was fun. Tilting over slightly. Hopefully we'll clear the KSC when we come back down. Only got a little bit more solid fuel. I don't know that we're going to reach the upper atmosphere. Don't have an apoapsis available. You know what? We might actually. This might not be bad enough. Let's see. Well, I don't think so. Yeah, well, flying over the shores. Yeah, we're not reaching upper atmosphere. That's okay. Let's just kind of follow it on down. This game is so beautiful. That. How did I know? How did I know that it would somehow survive? Alright, we'll take that and recover. So this should be a decent amount of science, but I don't even know what I'm going to put it into. How am I supposed to get to the mud this quickly when I don't even know what science does? Alright, well 28 is nothing to sneeze at, so. Okay, so first and foremost, we need more science. So this will do. That's where the mystery goo comes in. That's also survivability is where our parachutes are. Oh, we only have 18 left. We can do a lot with SRVs. You know what? We can do a lot with SRVs. Let's go ahead and get more science. Science begets science. Oh, we got 5 left. Actually, yeah, we'll get basic rocketry at least. Cool. Cool. Anything to be done here? No, I don't want to do that. Too many contracts. All of those want to be orbited, but I feel like let's get this, the radial decoupler. We may cheat that a little bit. What's our active reach for the stars? Suborbital trajectory. Okay, that makes sense. Alright. Yeah, we're going to cheese the radial decouplers a little bit because those are a useful tool right now. It's going to be a little bit before we can upgrade to that. Yeah, I think that can work. I'll throw one of those on there. Let's go ahead and change that scale down so it's not so ridiculous. And let's go ahead and throw a few more SRVs on here. I mean, why not, right? There we go. That should maintain our center of lift, center of balance. No, it does not. The center of lift should be below the center of mass. Okay, what if we just did 2 side boosters? Right? Get rid of that. Two side boosters. Indeed. Parachutes maybe. No, we didn't unlock that. That's right. We went for science, not safety. So that's fine. Alright, so with 2 side boosters, that allows us to go into 4-way symmetry, which will give us that. And I feel like very soon after we take off very soon after we take off, that's not going to be a problem. Alright, so I'll hit him with the 1, 2, 3 right there. So this one will be high atmosphere. That one will be space. Let's go ahead and get these on there. Actually, As long as we're not going over our part limit. Yeah, no, we got plenty of part limit. We got plenty of mass to work with. Oops. Come on, there we go. Okay, so part limit is good. Cost is good. Let's go ahead and put these all on their thing. So I'm gonna just move everything from symmetry. And I think we're gonna want a parachute on this, I feel like. Yeah, we're gonna use that parachute, even though technically we're not supposed to have it. Coupler there. Alright, cool. So now we just get our action group set up and we should be ready to go. Oh wait, did I not? I don't think I moved these. No, I did not. Okay, so let's say launch pad will be 1. Pressure data, scan target, and observe Mr. Gill. And then lower atmosphere will be log pressure data, scan target, and observe Mr. Gill. Alright, and then high atmosphere. Oops, this needs to be removed. No, it's fine. High atmosphere will be log temperature, log pressure, scan target, and Mr. Goo. And then finally, space will be log pressure, scan target, log temperature, and observe Mr. Goo. And all should be well. And let's take these and put them here, just to keep everything solid. We don't have enough thrust to weight to leave the launch pad anymore, but our center of mass, our center of lift is below the center of mass, but let's put both of those on, we should be fine now. Alright, cool. So we've got a pretty intense sounding rocket, but it should do the trick. Let's launch. Alright, so I don't think we really need to wait for much. We do need to do a little bit of science off the launch pad. We're going to keep all that. And let's go. And we're going to do, that's atmosphere low, like those. Doing a little bit of a tilt, not great, but we can handle it. So good. Yeah, if you can run volumetric clouds, which you'd be surprised. A lot of people I feel would be surprised at what kind of systems can run it. But if you can, it's definitely worth it. And this isn't even as good as it gets. We may have a problem with our sounding rocket. It may be more of an intercontinental ballistic missile than a spacefaring thing. We have absolutely no control here. Oh well, it will collect some experiments in a different biome at least, so there's something to be said for that. But yeah, this one was a waste. Unfortunately. Nothing to be done here. Let's go ahead and kick that one off. Do another set of science. Can I do another set? No, I have no connection. Oh, because my my freaking antenna was in there. All right, let's revert this. I feel okay reverting that. That's fine. Put the antenna on the right bit because I'm gonna need that anyways. Oh, that's silly. All right, yep, that was attached to that, and that is no good. Also, the staging left a lot to be desired. If we have the ability to, oh no, we're at 40 out of 40 parts. Ooh, how did that happen? I'm gonna put this here. Hopefully that'll give us a little bit of a tilt. And double that up. All right, so we're still just barely passing the part limit. All right. So let's try that. Yeah, let's try. No, yeah, let's keep that. All right, let's try this again, and hopefully it'll work. Do I have my action groups set up? Okay, cool. Cool. So start off with the science. Good solid takeoff. Oh yeah. What is that lean? That is a ridiculous lean. Okay. I have absolutely no reaction wheels. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're just going to head straight back down to the ground? Is that what you want to do? Yeah, that's what it wants to do. We're not even going to bother with that. Alright, well, some good news is we don't actually need those decouplers because these all burn out at the same time as the main rocket does anyway, so we can just put those on there. Just burn it all up at once, and maybe that will give us enough power to not tilt over, but I doubt it because I think having that extra little weight right there was the problem. Alright, try that again. back at it. Oh, that's looking pretty straight. Go ahead and do those. Get done with. Oh, no, it's tilting. Different way this time. Curious. Alright, so two-stage sounding rocket like this should be able to break the common line. Should be the operative word. But, you know, it's getting a bit of a decent gravity turn on that. I'm actually pretty impressed with this. And stage. Nice. No parachutes on those lower stages, so no way to save the funds, but they were definitely worth it to get this up into atmosphere, into a higher atmosphere, to be a little bit more efficient. Man, that thing just wants to tilt down. Thankfully, we are about to be in the upper atmosphere. As long as we don't sacrifice too much vertical momentum, I feel like we should be good. I don't think we're going to be good, though. Yeah, let's get our mech jeb up in here. Yeah, our apoapsis. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, well, at least we got the upper atmosphere. Do that. Alright, so it's not a complete waste, because we got the upper atmosphere, and we'll be able to get whatever biome we land in, which is most likely going to be the water. Not bad, though. Oh, that was a little bit premature. It is yellow, so we shall see. Yeah, it's just going to be ocean biome, which isn't bad. You need to get that at some point anyways. It's good science there. Alright, I think my parachutes are going to be fine. I hope. Oh, just a little bit northern, and we would have landed like right at the island airfield. Look at that. Man, if we just had a little bit more that way direction. Yep. Parachutes are solid. Let's go ahead and do our final set of experiments, keep all that, and recover. So, yeah, so now we should have enough science to actually unlock some legitimate engines and stuff, and hopefully we will have the money to upgrade. So let's... Yeah, so we don't have enough money to upgrade that, but... Yeah, I kind of wish... maybe we should... Splash down. Might not be bad to actually spend some money on mission control, but for now we're going to wait. Wait on that. Alright, I think it might be general rocketry, but we're going to also grab basic science because, once again, science makes science. Aeronautics might be good. I think we can hold off on that, though. Survivability, that's what we need, though. Just some better parachutes. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab that. Aeronautics we can get. Might as well, actually, right? Wings, does that give us control surfaces? Not really. Might as well. Fabrication, get that. Which means that we can actually just finish up this, we can finish up this contract real fast, get that out of the way, get the money for it, take another little test contract, get that out of the way, get the money for it, and then we might be in a better position. So let's go ahead and make that, this, and antenna. Okay, so all we need to do here is bam, and we're good. Love the explosion. Let's go ahead and adjust some of those audio settings a little bit. Okay. Alright, so we get that. Let's just do a quick little, doesn't need to be anything, test the parachute right there. Okay. That's going to take another quick second, but unfortunately, you know, sometimes in the beginning of the game, especially in career mode, you got to do these little nothing contracts. Boring, but that's why I always had a little bit of an issue in the first couple episodes, because it's like, well, you're just doing the same thing over and over again. So I think it's this one, right? Classic parachute. Yep. And I definitely turned the music off. I don't know why that just played some music. That's no good. And that's all you need. There we go. Just get it on the launch pad, hit the space bar, pull it on back. I've been wanting to play the SETI mod pack for a little while, but it feels like it's just RP1. It's with, you know, more steps, less steps, just different steps really, but what do I need to do for this? Just launch a rover. But it has to be a rover thing. Build and fly your first airplane. Probe into orbit. Yeah, none of these things are going to be ready yet, so unfortunately that's all we got there. Can't upgrade that. We can upgrade this, and I think we're going to do that. It's going to save us a little bit. I think we needed more parts more than anything, but we also can simplify our probe a little bit. We can also take a Kerbal, but I don't want. But that's the bargain, and I don't think we should do that. Okay. All right. So we just need, for all of these, we just need high space. So do this. Inline goo container. You know what? Let's science storage unit, right? Let's get this out. Yeah, because we actually have quite a few experiments now. Okay, let's see what we can do. So we have some weight that we can deal with. Okay, let's get our parachutes. I think we can actually just get away with one on top. No, we can't. Too bad. Alright, so that's all we need there. Oh, and communications. Okay, and yeah, I think that's all that we need for there. Let's go ahead and get the rest of it in. Oh, well, that is quite the engine. Or fuel tank, I mean. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see what we're working with here. Okay, that's a vacuum engine. Because this will save us significantly on parts. Alright, and so the Marlin engine is big, but I feel like it's not going to give us what we need. Why is that not having any fuel going? Is it just not the right type of fuel? Configuration, liquid fuel oxygen, right? This should be liquid fuel oxygen engine, right? I'm confused. Okay, I don't think that's gonna work. That's unfortunate. What about this? No. That's right, because this would have had thrust to weight if it had anything. Yeah. That is my cat doing what she does best. Alright. I don't know what's up with this engine. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so I guess maybe let's just go with the standard. Yeah, so that gives thrust to weight. Shoot. Well. So this may be a little challenging as far as part limits go. To be able to launch something. Be able to get this up into the atmosphere may be a little bit more challenging to do with only 40 parts, especially considering we want to have science juniors on there too. Yeah, we need to get all of our science. We don't have any science right now. Some of these we're not going to need, but I think the balance is going to be important. But if it comes down to it, we'll have to get rid of them. And this. Yeah, see, like, what are we dealing with? 23 out of 40. That's not great. Okay, got all those on one, and we'll do this one on 2, so that should be fine. Oh, whoops, that didn't get removed from symmetry. Shoot. So let's remove that and remove that. And then that. And oops. That. Alright, perfect. Alright, but this should be able to get up into space. Up, goer, 1. Very creative, I know. Alright, so let's attachment. Oh yeah, and then whoops, most importantly, most importantly, collect all experiments. Okay. Keep this up there so we don't go over parts unintentionally. Alright, and then that. Okay, cool. Alright. And then I need some aerodynamics. Nice beefy wings. I think 3 will be fine. Yeah, perfect. So that's nice and balanced. Not very aerodynamic though. Can we fix that? No, we only have one part. Although we could actually, we could sacrifice some fuel. Yeah, we've got a decent amount of delta V. And change the size of that. Go, and then why aren't you matching up? Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, well, never mind about that. Alright. So, 1.74 thrust to weight. It's got a center of lift, center of mass. Do we have any control system? Not really. We got that. Oh, you know what? Let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of these. Let's just get some wings. Let's make our own control surfaces, you know? So let's do one of these. Nice, and then that gives us three to work with. Yeah, because none of our wings actually have control surfaces, right? Yeah, with only 2 control surfaces, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but we'll try that. We'll try that. Alright. Got that. Those. That. Okay. I don't know that this is going to be able to get high enough, but we'll try it. Okay, so the only mission we have is a suborbital trajectory. Kind of don't want to do any space until we get up there, so we will see. All right. Oh, that was an interesting sound. That's an interesting plume, too. Nice. All right, so we got a little bit of control. That's nice. We can tilt ourselves over, start getting a little bit better of a gravity turn. Don't have SAS though, so we're gonna have to just kind of feather this in and keep an eye on it and not tilt it over too dramatically too soon. Liquid fuel's burning fast. No, don't fall over. Ooh, I am just tapping ever so slightly. Quick adjustment and then counteract it, and let's line up, let's go. All right, right here. I don't know where this, oh, it's gimbaling, that's why I have control. Yeah, so I'm just gonna have to do this by hand, just kind of go back and forth, but we are in the high atmosphere right now. Technically, I haven't done any of the Science Juniors here, but I also didn't do any on the lower atmosphere or the landed, so I'm not even going to bother with that. I'm going to just save everything for space. It's the vacuum engine, which is better in space, and we're not there yet, but it seems to be doing good enough. What's our thrust to weight? Yeah, our thrust to weight is above 1 even up here, so I think this might, oh, come on. I think this might work out. If I can just keep it on prograde. There we go. Yeah, no, there we go. Whew. I might be able to orbit with this build if I just take the Science Juniors off, or even just all of the science. Like, this combination of engines actually pretty good, gotta say. Alright, still got 300 some odd meters delta V, so hopefully once we break the atmosphere, this thing will really start cruising. And we'll be able to get into high space. Nice. So we completed that. mission. Let's go ahead and do all of our science. Oh, I didn't put any batteries on here. Okay, so electric charge. Let's see, what's our apoapsis? 104 kilometers. That's not enough. It's not enough, I don't think. So let's go ahead and collect all of our science right now. And time warp our way up to that. And let's try to see if doing that... No, it's still space near Kerbal. You know what, let's transmit everything. We're going to be keeping everything else. Oh, that might have been that might have been the wrong decision. Of course that was the wrong decision. Well, you know what? I've had close calls before where these things somehow survive the reentry that they shouldn't. So rather than reverting, we'll just test our luck. There's a chance we can get all that science. I mean, nonetheless, we completed the mission, which will give us more missions, better missions, all that. So we can just launch that again to get the science that we need if this probe crashes. You've got to be kidding me. I swear I don't have any cheats. Look at this, look. Yeah, I don't have any of those cheats going on. I don't know what's going on. But I am not going to complain. That was successful. Yeah, so we got a little bit of science. We got the science from the low space. And that was actually significant. We've got new contracts. And we can do science is present with engineer. Okay, so local science. Oh, we're going to get a bonus to KSC science. So we could snag that and do a bunch of stuff around the KSC. But for now, I think we'll wait. We do have wheels, though. We could do it. We need better tanks. That's what it is. We need legitimately better fuel tanks. Yeah. So we're gonna want that one. This will give us better engines. Don't have enough for that. Stability. Stability might be good because it gives us better. It gives us better pro, but it also gives us a capsule that would be decent. Oh, struts would be good. Winglets. These have control surfaces on them. I'm being pretty much convinced on that one, but let's just check real fast. Yeah, I'm not doing planes at the moment. Yeah, so let's do stability. Alright. And we're just going to unlock these little tiny ones because why not? They're only 1 point. Alright, so we are going to want to get a couple contracts if we can. So we could orbit Kerbal and we could get a probe into orbit. We don't have enough money for that. Yeah, so let's just try this. I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to get a probe into orbit. So let's go ahead and build that and do that. Oh no, we definitely need to get our music off. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I definitely turn that off. There we go. Okay, so we don't need this. Let's not make this a scientific journey. We got science from low space. We're not going to go anywhere outside of low space for this one. So that automatically gives us a bunch of parts to work with. We don't need these. We have better wings, and we don't need this because we have better fuel tanks. Alright. That's a nice engine right there. And then we're going to go ahead and get some side boosters. I think we're going to go for the solid rockets, which will be enough to give us that little lift we need. And wings. I'm really just, excuse the pun, really just winging it right here as far as the design goes. Aerodynamics on there doesn't hurt. All right, that's quite a decent amount of delta V that we got there, but I feel like we could use a little more, so I'm going to just throw a little more fuel up in here, which at face value is not the right idea, but we're going to go with it. Should I do 4? 4 boosters? Or should I do solid fuel boosters? Yeah, I've got the parts. I don't need to be stingy with my parts. Get those all lined up. And what else? Just throw those on. That's fine. Oh wow, that will get us off the launch pad just by itself. Interesting. We don't have fuel ducts, do we? No. No duct of a fuel. Yeah, NASA, you know, this is pretty accurate. Hey, welcome in, Rusty Gamer. Balance issues, I hope there shouldn't be. Yeah, our thrust to weight and, excuse me, center of lift, center of balance are fine. Yeah, those are fine. We got control surfaces on the wings, so that should be fine. Don't like that the bottom wing is there, but we'll deal with that. I could run a simulation, but I feel like there isn't any need. But you know what? That did remind me is did remind me that I could use with some batteries. And why not some solar panels? Ooh, because I will run out of parts with solar panels. Okay, let's do this real fast. We don't actually need it to come back. You know what? We don't need it to come back at all. This is just a satellite. All right. There we go. Perfect. Save. My staging went all wonky. There we go. I think that'll be a good idea. Let's try that. Yeah, so no real plan today for the stream. Just kind of getting back into the swing of things. I took a little bit of a hiatus. Yeah, yeah, 1-to-1. I did a lot of RP1, RSS Reborn, all that. I was doing some Soul Beta right before I took my hiatus, but that's right, no ISS. Yeah, I was doing a lot of RP1, a lot of fun, but it's really challenging. You know, once you get past that first sounding rocket stage, yeah, I'm gonna have to pay a little bit more attention here. I did RSS Reborn. I was really into the plane programs for a while, and I was doing research on actual X-plane history and stuff. All right, thruster weight is above 1, so we are good. Let's try to hold our prograde as best as possible. Yeah, it was a lot of fun just doing actual like homework, a game that gives you homework, you know. There are some games that, you know, you have to do spreadsheets, and there's some games that you have to learn rocket history. So, it's a lot of fun. This could possibly be one of my favorite games, so thanks for coming by and hanging out with me while I do it. Alright, so we're going to be leaving the atmosphere, so that means I can feel comfortable pointing this way. Let's see if I can just eyeball my... okay. Let's see if I can just eyeball my orbit. I will bring up my Delta V stats though. Hey, yeah, I would, you know, obviously whatever financial situations people are in should always be taken into consideration, but yeah, I would definitely recommend buying this game. If you can get the bundle with, I mean, Breaking Ground is, or Making History is fun and all, but if you can get it with Breaking Ground, it will make your gameplay so much better. There are parts in the Breaking Ground that just absolutely revolutionize the type of gameplay you can do. So, you know, it's one of the things when people think about DLCs, oftentimes they're like, oh, let me complete the first game before I get the DLC, but with this, it'll add parts that make it worthwhile. But yeah, with mods, this is like a 12, let's see, what is it? A 14-year-old game, and it still looks beautiful, so yeah, absolutely what Rusty Gamer says too. It's pretty low. I actually was able to run this on an integrated graphics card too, so you don't need too much. You'd be surprised at what you can get away with on bad computers. Oh, I am going... Ooh, there we go. So I am in the atmosphere. I've got a high apoapsis. It is complex, like I will say, okay, you know what? It is complex, but it's not complicated. It is amazing how accessible that you can, how accessible the rocket science aspect is. You can learn a lot. It feels like there's a steep learning curve, but with, you know, a couple tutorials from YouTube, the game has some tutorial missions, but honestly they're a little bit buggy and not always ideal. But yeah, it feels like it would be, and it feels like it would be complicated. It is literal rocket science, but it becomes accessible enough that you can. I'm just gonna drop that off. It becomes accessible enough that almost anyone can learn how to do it, and people have actually gotten careers in rocket science because of this game. Especially any young person that wants to be in the rocketry industry. This is a great little gateway game for that. All right. Well, we made our orbit. So as we see here, we have our established. We're going to lose connection to the KSC soon. Yeah, I don't know what I want to give you kind of a showcase of what this can do, but I just reached the end of my mission. Oh, you know what? Here's something that's kind of fun. This is a mod. This isn't part of the main game, but this is. Some people might find this very fun. You got your graphs up here. You can do resources there. There are cameras. I don't have any cameras attached to the craft, but all sorts of stuff. You know what? Yeah, let's see what we can do with this. Hold on. You know, because we have the contract to get the probe in orbit, and that's all we needed to do. Let's see what we can do with this. Oh, we are lined up. Oh, we may be good. Hold on. Let's do something fun. So, I might be able to eyeball a trip to the moon. Yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily have to go. You don't have to go into a field like that's the great thing about college and university and all that is you don't necessarily have to go into the field that you want to still learn something cool. All right, so let's do a little bit of a flip if we can. We're going to try to go prograde, and I'm going to show you how to get to the moon, because you don't just fly straight there, right? Because if we fly at the moon right here, by the time we get there, the moon's going to be over here. So what we need to do is head over here so that way we can rendezvous with the moon. And that is called orbital mechanics. Okay, and so what we're going to do, let's go ahead and just get a little cinematic here. All we need to do is just wait until we see the moon crest over the horizon. Ballistic science, yeah. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. All right, let's go. Oh, no. I'm ruining it. Okay, I need to... Am I backwards? Okay, I'm already ruining this because I don't have any SAS on this. I need to just kind of wiggle myself around. Oh, I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss my opportunity. But that's okay because we have plenty of delta V. And all we need to do is point ourselves like so, and then hit time warp, lock ourselves in place. Let's try it at a secondary pass. Spaceflight Simulator, I never really got into. I'm just not really much for mobile games, but I hear that it's a lot of fun. Yeah, this is. This might be the one and done kind of thing. Once you go Kerbal, it's really hard to try other games. I mean, even Kitten Space Agency, like, I don't know, is going to hit the same kind of feeling for me. Maybe once they get more, kind of storyline stuff or more bits. Although, to be fair, I haven't played it. Okay, hit the throttle. No connection. Oh, that is... Okay, so this is also the problem, is that I'm playing with a mod that is a lot more high-tech. Oh, there we... Oh, no. There we go. We actually have to have connection to our probe. There we go, to control it. Nice. We lined up with one of the ground stations, so now we have power. And all we need to do is push out our orbit. So we're throttling forward. We're going faster and faster in this direction, which means that we're actually going faster and faster in this direction. Oh, we have enough delta V too. That's the great thing. And absolutely no SAS control. Apparently we have RCS. I don't know where that's coming from, but it looked like it just stabilized a little bit from me turning that on, so that's pretty cool. I don't have any patch conics. If you're not familiar with that, basically that is very basically like information. So I don't have the information about the MUN that I need, so I can't actually lock onto it to see what I need to do. But I can do this. I don't know that that's a very good capture. I don't think that's a very good capture. I am running a weird... whatchamacallit, mod list, and so my whole tech tree is all funky. Oh, well, thank you very much for coming in, living a dream, and hope you check us out later. And yeah, if you do get into Kerbal, come back, check us out. I got a whole bunch of tutorials. There's, I can answer questions and stuff. But for now, have a great day. Alright, I don't think we're going to be making it to the MUN here. Oh, okay. Did I just crash through the MUN? No. Okay, no, we're good. We're on a trajectory. We're on a collision course. And there's nothing to be done here. So let's just go ahead and come on in. I mean, this was only meant to be a get to orbit kind of situation, so well, look at that. Made impact with the MUN. I am Rusty Gamer. I am a longtime Kerbal player. This was my whole channel's, bread and butter, basically. I was all up in it. So if you're looking for Kerbal content, look no further. I'm going to try to pick back up again, and so I'm going to start with these streams, and yeah, a lot of sleepless nights here. Nice. But yeah, I'm going to try to get back into the swing of things. I haven't done any Kerbal videos in a while, and I don't have a lot of time, so I was spending about 60 hours a week before I took my little hiatus on this. So I'm going to start off with streams, see how that does, maybe put some stuff together from the videos. But for now, I think that's where I am going to leave it, actually, because I did want to get to the MUN before the end of the stream, but like I mentioned, my tech tree, I loaded up one of my old mod lists and just was like, this is good enough. And apparently the tech tree that I put in was when I was feeling like challenging myself to a ridiculous amount. So I had to get all the way up here. Like you were asking, how did I have RCS without SAS? Is because I had to get into stability just to get these control surfaces, just so I wouldn't flip my rocket over. So I think maybe I might take that off before starting the next one. But anyways, that is where I'm going to leave today's episode. Thank you, Rusty Gamer and Living a Dream, for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun having someone to talk to while I do this, because, typically I'm just talking to myself. But anyways, that is where I'm going to leave today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're looking forward for another Kerbal stream. If you did, think about subscribing. Drop me a like, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.